famous night for Tottenham at Wembley. That Wembley hoodoo, they're certainly not having that anymore, as they have beaten the back-to-back Champions League winners, Real Madrid, the 12-time winners of European Cup Champions League, whichever you like. But a famous night for Tottenham. Dele Alli and Eriksen with the goals. Ali got two of them, and it's a night they will talk about and they'll remember around North London for a long, long time. Eamon, you called a Tottenham win. The manner of it, though, did that surprise you? That, at 3-0, they could have had more goals.
Yeah, I didn't really know, but I felt Madrid were weak at the back. When you look at, they had an 18-year-old right back, and the goalkeeper is not really a top class. Varane was missing, and Nacho was playing. He's a squad player. He's been there forever. He's never really been in the first team. But I think for Tottenham, it's a very significant win. It's a kind of coming of age for Dele Alli. All the promise he's shown in the Premier League, playing for England, but he wouldn't have had a night like tonight, where he shone in every aspect of the game. Harry Kane was superb. I think Ray said it in commentary. He led the line brilliantly and set up a goal brilliantly, thinking of the team rather than himself. So I think it's a big psychological hurdle overcome for Tottenham. The Wembley thing, as a home ground, it's not ideal because everyone loves Wembley and loves to come and play there. So it's a big night, and it's a big night for Madrid as well, because it raises questions. I think they've asked Zidane to introduce these youngsters, and they're not good enough. And they're going to have to reevaluate where that club is now. They're traditionally the biggest spenders in football, but not any longer. PSG, Manchester City are spending more. So Perez, the president at Madrid, doesn't tolerate failure for long. This will be regarded as a humiliation, I think, and there'll be consequences for Madrid. But a fascinating game, and I'd have to give Tottenham high marks for the way they did it. Eriksen, we've got to look at as well, who we'll be encountering in the next few weeks when he plays for Denmark.
Absolutely. There's an awful lot to talk about with Madrid, and we'll do that in due course, Richie. But look, this is Tottenham's night, and as Eamon said, a kind of a coming of age. We've been talking about them. They were really good in the first game out there and drew 1-1. So Tottenham now as a European force.
It was all the things we hoped it would be pre-match. It was open, it was entertaining, there were goals. Individually, some of the Tottenham players, Ali, Kane, Winks, Eriksen, I thought they were outstanding. Equally on the Madrid side, we could pick out individuals who had very, very poor games. But there was a spell in that second half, and we saw footage of the Real president and Roberto Carlos and Raúl and Butragueño looking on at a Real Madrid team that were just getting, Eamon used the word humiliated. There was like olays, and there were spells of 3 and 4 and 5 minutes where Tottenham were just toying with them. Madrid weren't in any way coming up with any kind of resistance at all. It was 3-0 at that point. That's not what's tolerated in Real Madrid. I'd be really interested to see internally what the response within Real Madrid is.
There was a look on Ronaldo's face after one of the goals, and they cut to Ronaldo's face, and it was a look of despair mixed with disdain.
But that's back-to-back defeats, Liam, for them. And it's only the second time that's happened to Zidane since he became manager. It happened back in January. But it's his 10th defeat in 105 games.
Yeah, you got to put things in perspective. Sometimes perspective doesn't work in Madrid when the president wants to call the shots. But, they're missing a lot of players as well, particularly Varane at the back. I thought he was badly missed tonight, and the goalkeeper as well. Gareth Bale adds that maybe injection of pace that they didn't have tonight. So maybe we should judge them a little bit forward in the competition. They should qualify now, but it looks like Tottenham have a great chance of topping the group, which is a brilliant result for them. Was something we said before the game was very important. But we've seen Madrid kind of stutter early parts of seasons before, and they've bounced back either by winning the Champions League. So I'd be very disappointed if the president pulled the trigger on Zidane. I don't think that would be very fair. Yeah, I just want to get your thoughts as well, Liam, on Tottenham this evening. We're going to show you the group table as well, because you'll see the other match has finished between Dortmund and
Applewell, and that finished in a draw. So look, an even better result for Tottenham. But they're into the last 16, Liam. First place, second place, that'll be decided and on.
Oh,
but
they're a formidable team. A formidable team. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And those three guys they've got up front, Harry Kane leading the line, Dele Alli just playing in behind him, Eriksen just playing in behind him. These are all top-class players, and they demonstrated that tonight. On top of that, they've got a solid defence. They lost Alderweireld early on in the game, but they managed to, stop Real from scoring until Ronaldo got that chance. There was a consolation goal. We've got strong defence. I liked Harry Winks in the middle of the park. He was excellent tonight. I just don't think they have the squad to maybe push Man City for the title. But when they get their A team on the pitch, they're a formidable team.
They went to Old Trafford at the weekend without Harry Kane, and it's a place where they've never had much joy in the last 20 years, and they lost 1-0 to a very ordinary Manchester United side. Tonight will give them confidence. They're young. Harry Kane's 24, Dele Alli's 21, and a night like this can give you real confidence, a real belief, and that's what they've lacked, I think, don't you? Spurs, the belief that they can really win. Remember, they came so close to getting Leicester, and they blew up at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Last year they were in the mix again, went to Old Trafford, lost 1-0. It could have been 5. Just lacking a real belief in themselves.
And how much credit does Pochettino deserve, the manager?
He deserves a lot of credit. I think he's a very good coach. He's working for Daniel Levy, who is the executive director of football. He makes all the decisions on wages, on transfers. I don't think that's sustainable. These players, Harry Kane's on £100,000 a week, which is probably what Paul Pogba pays in tax. Now, there's a row brewing there, because Danny Rose revealed in an interview with The Sun that he was on 63 grand, Dele Alli was on 63 grand, and everywhere else in the league they're looking at guys on 250, 300,000. So that's Tottenham's problem, and Arsenal had the same problem, and Liam will tell you what the consequences of that is in the long run.
But does that make, Liam, what Tottenham, and look, listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves. They have beaten a great club, a team that the reigning champions. They're into the last 16. There's bigger matches to come down the line for them, hopefully in knockouts and stuff like that. But the achievement of, in world football, they have the 11th largest wage bill, 120 million sterling. Barcelona top on 279. And to be able to, for Pochettino to be able to keep those players who, as Eamon says, are maybe a bit on the unhappy side, they know they could get more elsewhere, but to be able to motivate them and get them to do that to Real Madrid.
No, they've obviously recruited very well, and you have to give Daniel Levy credit for that, or the people that he has in place. Pochettino might be one of the guys making the decisions, but Dele Alli was recruited when he was 17. Everybody looked at him and hummed and hawed, and Tottenham went and bought him. They bought Eriksen from Ajax, I think, didn't they?
Yeah.
They bought Alderweireld from Southampton. They seem to make their mind up and buy these players, and they're not paying top dollar for them. So you have to give them great credit. And I think it'd be wrong for us to start talking about the problems that lie beyond this season, because of how good these young lads are and because of how little, as Eamon quite rightly puts it, they're earning. Let's talk about tonight. What can they do this season? I think they can achieve this season,
Can they win this?
Yes, of course they can. They've just whacked the champions 3-1. Of course they can.
But they wouldn't have been in. They wouldn't have been in. Too many pre-tournament favourites. They wouldn't have been in top 4, 5, 6.
Well, I wish I had invested in them, Darren. They are a solid team, and with those three guys up front, anything's possible.
They were 40 to 1.
I think their first sub tonight, when Alderweireld had to go off in the first half, was Sissoko. Now, Sissoko is not going to be getting any Champions League medal around his neck anytime soon. He's hopeless.
You never know. There's a couple of players I could mention, but I won't.
Yeah.
Who have them.
Yeah.
It's not the time. It's not the time.
At the same time, I think Liam's right. We should give them credit for what they've done tonight. We should just flag that there is a pending.
Sure, okay.
I have a feeling
there.
those Tottenham supporters heading home on the tube tonight will be saying, what a night, what a night. But in the back of their mind, they'll be going, can we hang on to this team?
Yes.
Yeah, and can we win the Champions League this season?
Well, no, they think they can win the Champions League, but can we hang on to the team? But that's for another discussion.
Indeed. Well, look, let's celebrate what they did this evening and celebrate a player who we mentioned beforehand. He had a European suspension. Dele Alli, we saw him at half-time score his first goal, and then the second one, Richie, after 53 minutes.
He's a superb player. They were talking, myself and Liam off camera, whether that was a dummy from Eriksen, but it's Casemiro's defending here is appalling. He throws himself to the ground, but look, you can see here, Eriksen, does he let it go? Either way, he reacts. His run occupies Ramos to the side. Ramos can't commit. He has to stand off because he knows Eriksen is there. Obviously, there's a huge bit of fortune. The ricochet off Ramos takes it in, beats the goalkeeper, but a really, really impressive performance from Ali because there are a lot of question marks over him. His temperament is still a big one. He hasn't been consistent, certainly not this season. And there has been a lot of games, big games, where he flits in and out. He doesn't dominate, he doesn't really influence them. But he's still a young player. He's still developing. He has a lot still that he can improve, and he can be like one hell of a player. And then Liam 3-0, Christian Eriksen. We're going to look at him in greater detail.
The three guys, they all come together here, Dara. And Harry Winks. That's a great pass from Harry Winks. He didn't just kick the ball down the pitch. Great turn by Dele Alli. Sends Harry Kane away. Looks up. Great vision. Right in front of Eriksen on a plate. And he takes it well. You know, that summed them up how good they are. You know, the ball from... They're winning 2-0 at this time. Winks gets the ball on the edge of the box. But he doesn't just kick the ball down the pitch. He picks Dele Alli out with a pass. Dele Alli goes past Ramos easily. Some of the Madrid defending was awful tonight. And Harry Kane's pass is inch perfect for Eriksen. It was a great goal. It was as good a team goal as you see anywhere.
Yeah, and that instinct, Liam, for him to do the right thing, to do, you know, to play the right ball forward as opposed to lumping it forward. Like, is that just the way he was born? Is that just the instinct that's in him, or can you teach somebody to do that?
No, I think he's that kind of player. He's that kind of player, and England hasn't got many of those players, and you can see why he's been fast-tracked into the England team. But you've got to give enormous credit to Pochettino here, how they play, how they get the ball down and pass. You know, they're very solid defensively, they're tactically aware, but when they play well.
Eriksen, Eamon, what are we going to do with this fella?
Well, we're going to watch it very carefully. He's cute. He's technically very gifted. He's clever. He's not in the game all the time. There's his ring there, but he can almost got through there. He was sneaking around. He sneaks around the place. His use of the ball is good. His vision is good. This is a good pass. Wide, very good pass. So, but he's a player who's very good at set pieces. We didn't see that tonight, but he's skillful, and he lurks in that space, just in between midfield and the strikers. Again, you see here, he's got a bit of vision, but he
doesn't give it away very often.
Doesn't give it away. No, he's not a fighter, and he's not going to be dominating games or shaping them, but his interventions are intelligent, and Rich is right. He drags Ramos away here and occupies his mind. Ramos normally be interested in stopping the shot, and here he is. He finishes this, and this is the nightmare that he gets one-on-one. Although don't think the Irish goalkeeper Darren Randolph will drop like a sack of sand the way that goalkeeper did. But he's a formidable player, and we'll have to watch him very, very carefully. But we'll be able to watch him.
Okay.
I think.